Hi everyone. So my name is Cinder. I'm 22-year-old. I am a male to female transgender person. I want to make another video. I've made a bunch about my history that you guys can go check out. But I'm making one right now about something more specific about hormones. So for those not in the know, basically the way that the usual way that transgender people proceed in life once they've come out is to go on hormone therapy. And what this does is it either masculinizes or feminizes their body so they are more in line with what they feel. So they look how they feel, so it decreases something called dysphoria, which is an incongruity between your perceived sex and your mental gender. Okay, so let's start out with the basics. I'm on hormones, been on hormones for 4 months. Taking estrogen and a testosterone blocker, and the effects that I've had from that are pretty awesome. I think they're awesome because they're what I want. Breast growth, softer skin, muscle atrophy. So seeing muscle decrease, a lot of muscle decrease. I did karate for 10 years. I was a black belt, the whole shebang. So I had a lot of muscles and really was I wouldn't say ripped. I never had a six-pack or anything, but I had a lot of muscles. Nowadays I don't. I have some still in my shoulders and my back, but those will slowly decrease over time as I don't use them. And because for females it's much harder to build muscles and to keep muscles just because that testosterone isn't there to kind of put that forward. Other than that, fat redistribution is a big one. More fat on the thighs, the buttocks, the hips, chest, my face. Even my face is a lot more round and feminine shaped than it would be normally, which is nice. My jawline is a lot softer, which is also a very nice feature. Other than that, it's really just been a lot of skin softening. My hair is different, just the way it kind of sits on my head. But that's only 4 months. Now, these changes will take up to years. 5 years for all the changes to really complete. It's a lot more gradual after the first couple years, but still, you do get some changes. Now, yes, this will have to be something I'm on for the rest of my life. But it is something that I'm prepared to handle. The one major drawback before I went on hormones, and the one thing I'd really like to talk about is sterility. This is a tough one. Once you go on hormones and have been on hormones for maybe 6 months, you are completely, permanently, and forever sterile. And it's tough. It's a tough decision. You can bank sperm for men, or I'm sorry, for transgender women. You can bank sperm. Talk about sperm, men, mental associations. But you can also, cultivate eggs in trans men. But all this stuff is expensive, and it's hard to do. More so for trans men than it is for trans women. Trans women's about $800 plus upkeep every year, and then over the years they become less viable. So after 10 or so years, you're not going to have much luck of having a baby. I decided that I didn't have the money, and for my happiness, it wasn't worth the wait to save up the money and then try to bank sperm and have it stored and everything. And my reasoning was basically, one, I couldn't wait. I was impatient, which is an immature thought. And the second one was that I can always adopt. I never really wanted kids per se. It would be nice, but it's not like oh man, I really want kids. But the problem is I don't know if I'm gonna want kids or not, come 5, 10, 20 years from now. So it's a tough choice. Even today I was watching, Modern Family, and they're talking about adoption and surrogacy and all this kind of stuff, and I'm just like, it's just not gonna happen. Plus, the other big thing for me was, I'm an only child. Or I have a half sister, but only half. So, They would be the end of my family, end of my father's line, which has gone back. I mean, I'm Russian Jew, so it's gone back quite a while, and here I am just ending it. That's tough. It's really tough. As I said in my other videos, my happiness needs to come first. I need to be able to be happy. Part of it is I need to be able to live with myself, and I can live with this decision. It is tough, and a lot of things about transitioning have been tough, and tough decisions, tough, mature, life-changing decisions that someone at 22 years old should not be made to make. But I needed to, and I didn't have time to wait. I didn't have time to think about it. I needed to do it, so I did it. And I figure also in the future, I have my DNA still, so I figure they'll be able to extract that from me somehow, and I'll be able to whatever baby shit. So all hope is not lost. It's still there, but it is definitely a consideration. I do have a few more things here. How did I feel after hormones? It was weird. Like, I didn't think about my gender all the time. It was kind of like, oh, I feel pretty comfortable, actually. Like, I'm very happy and, like, upbeat. And, like, the big thing that got me was my emotions. Like, before, I felt like my emotions were behind a brick wall. Like, I'd go to a sad movie and I'd see something incredibly sad, and I knew it was incredibly sad. I wanted to cry, and I wanted to have that release, and I physically couldn't release and let myself cry, and it was so frustrating. I felt like my entire being was locked behind a wall, and it was just almost enraging. Now that I've been on hormones, I mean, it's great. I mean, I cry at the drop of a hat. I mean, that could have its downsides too, but I mean, Kung Fu Panda 2, the second one, awesome. Cry every time, at least twice during the movie. It's really good to get that stuff out and talk about it and feel. I feel emotions. I'm not as angry. I'm not as quick to jump to things. I feel what I've always wanted to feel. I like what I'm thinking and how I'm feeling in my head matches how I look and how I act. So when I'm sad, I act sad. When I'm happy, I act happy. And I'm so grateful for that. That's a really big thing for me. Have I had less stress in my life? At the beginning, no, because it's coming out, and all the social things I'm changing, and names and genders, and going out stressful because I don't know how people are going to see me. It's a whole shebang. Now, yes, it's less stressful because it doesn't really matter. It's just another facet of my life. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm also trans. That's interesting, and I like talking about it because it is interesting. It's something that not a lot of people have experienced. It's something I have a lot of knowledge of, so I try to put it forward. Let's see. If you could be reborn, would you pick to be the same chromosomes or same sex as I was born, or would you repick as the other sex? So, question is basically, if I had a choice, would I be born female instead of male? I'm not going to answer this question. And the reason I'm not going to answer this question is because it's not a question I can answer. I've dreamed all my life of being a girl. Being born a girl, being seen as a girl, those precious years that I missed growing up as a girl, having the friends, dating the boys. Never have those. And it's not easy to dwell on the past. It's not right. I wouldn't be who I am today. And I wouldn't have the friends I have today if I was not born with a male body. So I'm glad. I'm glad I was born this way, and even though it's hard, it's taught me a lot. It's taught me empathy for other people, which is really important. So, I guess I am answering the question. No, I would not choose female. I would choose male. Because I love my friends, and I love my life. Last one. Should I acknowledge my support for transgenderism? Transgenderism? Really? When I see you out in public. The person is talking about, if you don't pass and you see like a trans person out in public and you're like, you are obviously trans because you're trying to look female, but you're obviously not female. One, don't assume. I've assumed people are trans, and they are not trans. You don't know. I'm with me and my boyfriend, who is also trans man, out at dinner at Olive Garden, and we think our waiter is trans. We're both like, I'm 80% sure, but we don't say anything. Why? I mean, it's like saying, it's like if you have like a ton of acne on your face and you see someone else with a ton of acne, and you go, right on, brother, I have acne too. And they're like, great, thanks for reminding me of this horribly painful thing that affects my life every day. Not saying trans is horribly painful, but you know, they're trying to just live their life. They're trying to be who they are. Like, I'm going out and I have a dress on or something, I don't want someone to come up and be like, you're trans, you know, whatever. I don't want to be trans. I want to be female. This is a big thing for me. I don't want to like go my entire life and I get a form that says, you know, check the sex next to which one works for you, and it says male, female, trans. I'm not going to check trans. Yes, I'm trans, but I don't identify as trans. I'm female. I'm a girl. I've always been a girl. I haven't been a transgender person. It's just a little bit aggravating to be identified as something without them knowing me. So the answer to the question, should I acknowledge my support for transgenderism, is this: be kind, be empathetic towards the person you see. Understand that their life is hard, that what they go through every day is hard, and it must take enormous bravery to simply walk out that door and to be who they are. Some people can't. Some people don't want to. So show some empathy. Treat them nicely. Treat them like the person they are. Alright, that's it for now, guys. I'll be back probably at some point to post some more stuff. And if you have any questions or comments or anything, feel free to send me a message. Alright, thanks, guys. Bye.